Good evening, it is the 29th of January 2025. Welcome to the main news broadcast on Camnet TV. Here are the top stories making headlines in our news tonight. CHONGWE Mayor councillors suspended over land allocation scandal. KULIMA Tower bus station flooding turns into cash cow for youths. HIV stakeholders urge alternative funding amid U.S. funding freeze. In international news, Pope Francis calls for peace as M23 rebels take GOMA. And in sports news, CHIPOLOPOLO urged to prepare thoroughly for AFCON challenge. Do join me with the details shortly after this break.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. Youths in Lusaka have turned the flooding situation at the KULIMA Tower bus station into a cash-making opportunity amidst the continued heavy rainfall being experienced. A check at the bus station found Moses Siame, who shared that the youths are assisting bus drivers with loading their vehicles and help passengers navigate through the flooding areas, ensuring smooth movement across town. The youths charge 10 kwacha per person, earning between 70 to 300 kwacha on a good rainy day. Meanwhile, the Lusaka District Business Association has expressed concerns over the logistical challenges caused by the poor drainage system in Kamwala and the Lusaka Central Business District. Association chairperson Ngande Mwanajiti calls for the need to create an environment conducive to business while reducing the potential risk of disease outbreaks.
As the saying goes, calamity sparks creativity. Youths in Lusaka Central Business District have turned their backs and arms to mobile transportation services amidst the flooding in most parts of the CBD. Camnet TV visited the KULIMA Tower bus station this morning, where young men were seen carrying individuals across the station to board buses to their various destinations. Speaking to this journalist, the youth say the business is quite profitable, especially in the early hours of the day. Moses Siame says through the business, they help the drivers have customers and transport individuals safely through the floods, making extra cash for themselves.
Mabasi yamaleka kuyenda abantu soma kwera kutuna masomo mukwerera so tumachoka kwanja kwamba kubapapa twalisema 5 kwacha kama papa apeka mbasi pasa kwa 5 kwacha so chabe so tukalolinga mushemushe so mapangako papa shirika beka abantu kwa pangako na 70 kwacha basi kwerero ngota kwa tumalonga moshapena ngutuwira na 40 kwacha.
And Bupes Kalinda says the business mainly requires strength and endurance, as carrying people of different weights is not easy, and on an average day, they make between 700 to 300 kwacha.
Tunapachata pia mtengo pia wa chipa mkeni kwacha kaida mwisho hivi vile amenshi tibapa so bambira papa papa tunabakuisha kwa musango musuma bisjongo tatwesha kwa mpesha kama tulira aibo mura garuka mungavijararuka so manzi amapaka station so bantu amasawa mupiti so timapezikati tibapapa bena mwapezikati bawatenga kona majumu then tikasiriza pada kumazuru manzuru yakasira timapezika wata kumwao chena zari uru 50 kwacha so kumafiriza mwemangarira so chikonga chena bantu mwebabwirira.
Meanwhile, Lusaka District Business Association chairperson Ngande Mwanajiti has called for collaboration between government and business entities in the CBD to improve the business environment.
The Lusaka District Business Association, LDBA, is very concerned about the logistical challenges brought about by a poor drainage system in Kamwala and the Lusaka Central Business District. Whereas we desire a clean environment to engage in business, we as a business association call upon traders and citizens to join hands in actualizing social corporate responsibility in almost the same way employees are subjected to pay as you earn. Here, we are not talking about profit, but the importance of creating an environment for profit making and reducing potential disease outbreaks. We commend all those updating the nation on social media, but equally make an earnest appeal for common sense to prevail through concrete actions.
Cherish Siwade for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Kombo, has with immediate effect suspended the mayor of CHONGWE and all councillors of CHONGWE Municipal Council over allegations of improper and disorderly allocation of land. Announcing the suspension at a press briefing, Mr. Kombo stated that the affected officials will not perform their duties for 90 days effective January 29, 2025. He reviewed that their actions violated the provisions of the Urban and Regional Planning Act No. 3 of 2015. To ensure continuity of operations, the minister has appointed Public Officer Charleston Hamuliata as the local government administrator to oversee the affairs of the council during the suspension period.
The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has with immediate effect suspended CHONGWE Mayor, His Worship Christopher Hawenzu, including all councillors under the CHONGWE Municipal Council for a period of 30 days effective today, 29th January 2025. This follows accusations of improper and disorderly allocation of land at CHONGWE Municipal Council, contrary to the provisions and principles in the Urban and Regional Planning Act No. 3 of 2015. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Kombo, at a media briefing in Osaka, announced that the mayor and councillors have since been barred from performing any functions in their respective government capacities henceforth.
Following the allegations and the disorderly manner and the illegalities of land alienation at CHONGWE Municipal Council, contrary to the provisions of the spirit of Urban and Regional Planning Act No. 3 of 2015, I hereby invoke powers that are vested in me as Minister of Local Government and Rural Development as prescribed under Section 56(1) of the Local Government Act No. 2 of 2019 of the laws of Zambia, and do suspend all the councillors, including His Worship the Mayor of CHONGWE, from performing their functions as councillors effective today, 29th January 2025, for a period of 90 days.
Mr. Nkombo further announced the appointment of Mr. Charleston Hamuliata, a public officer, as local government administrator, tasked with overseeing the operations of the CHONGWE Municipal Council.
I have now appointed Mr. Charleston Hamuliata, a public officer, as local government administrator to oversee the operations of CHONGWE Municipal Council under the following terms. 1. To facilitate policy and decision making of the council. 2. Constitute a task force including the Zambia Police, the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Drug Enforcement Commission, the Ministry of Lands, among others, to conduct an investigation into the alleged illegal allocation or misallocation of land.
The minister further reaffirmed government's commitment in spearheading development within the law. Chanda Mwango for Camnet News in Lusaka.
The The Network of Zambian People Living with HIV and AIDS, ZNP, has warned that the recent announcement by the United States to freeze health funding for African countries could lead to increased HIV-related mortality rates. Organization Executive Director Fred CHONGWE expressed concern that the funding halt could result in people living with HIV failing to access life-saving medication, leading to treatment interruptions, increased viral loads, and weakened immune systems. He also cautioned that both HIV-positive and negative individuals are at risk at the availability of antiretroviral therapy, ART, and pre-exposure prophylaxis PrEP could be severely affected. Meanwhile, Treatment Advocacy and Literacy Campaign TALC Executive Director Cleva Chilende has stated that the funding freeze could derail progress made in the reducing HIV transmission and improving treatment access in Zambia. Mr. Chilende also called on the government to urgently engage with international partners and seek alternative funding sources to prevent a potential health crisis.
Friday, 24th January, the world woke up to shocking news as the American government announced an immediate stop to funding and disbursement of HIV medications to countries across the world. Since Friday, social media has been flooded with reports from various stakeholders on the impact of the funding freeze on Zambia. The freeze includes the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief PEPFAR, a global health initiative that saves over 25 million lives worldwide. Zambia currently depends heavily on PEPFAR support as it contributes 92% of the funds allocated to HIV treatment and prevention efforts. In an interview, Network of Zambian People Living with HIV Executive Director Fred CHONGWE says the freeze is a wake-up call to the country to utilize local resource mobilization, but poses a risk to persons living with HIV in the country.
Corruption in the HIV services and may put people at risk. So when I say they're putting people at risk, for people that are on treatment, the people living with HIV, they might be off from their drugs. Since we are hearing that there is even a halt in distribution of drugs. So this will mean that their health will start deteriorating. They won't be on ARVs for some time. So which means the virus suppression now, there will be no virus suppression. The viruses will start increasing infected with HIV. As a result of that, we might see an increase in the number of people getting HIV or infected with HIV. So those are some of the issues that we might start seeing if this issue is not rectified by the government. But otherwise, our advice as a Network of Zambian People Living with HIV is that the government should intervene and come up with a sustainable or local resource mobilization to fill up this gap.
Wallace Treatment Advocacy and Literacy Campaign Executive Director Cleva Chilende says the announcement has caused uncertainty and concern among Zambians on ART and called on government to notify the country on the matter as soon as possible.
We know that PEPFAR have been saving a lot of lives in Zambia. The HIV program in Zambia actually depends on the PEPFAR funding, and to hear that they are going to stop funding that program, it really makes us cry. We know that it's going to do a lot of damage. We've made a lot of gains in terms of addressing the HIV response. But with this development, I think we are going to lose the gains that we have made so far. We are also surprised that despite PEPFAR making those orders, our Zambian government actually has not come up to give us their position. People now are becoming anxious.
It is evident that the freeze disrupts the supply chain of HIV medication, putting the lives of millions such as children, adolescents and women at risk. But for now, we wait to hear from the Ministry of Health over the matter and the Ministry of Finance if the country has the capability to procure HIV medication for its people. Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Zambia Medical Association, ZMA, has called on the Ministry of Local Government to take decisive action in preventing the spread of cholera across the country. Association Secretary General Oliver Kauma emphasizes the need for local councils to maintain cleanliness in markets and ensure regular garbage collection, particularly in the Central Business District, CBD. He pointed out that cholera outbreaks are largely caused by poor drainage systems, improper waste disposal, inadequate sewer infrastructure, and unsanitary living conditions, which has plagued Zambia every rainy season since 1972. Dr. Kauma also urged members of the public to take personal responsibility for hygiene, stating that cholera prevention could not be left entirely to the Ministry of Health.
Outbreak since 1972. We know what needs to be done, and we do not know why these things are not being done. Drainages with little downpour are being flooded. We call on the local government to do its job and ensure that the councils to also do their job in ensuring that markets or places of living are kept as clean as possible. We further call on the Zambian people on an individual basis. Hygiene is very important. We must make sure that we clean up after ourselves. We can't keep singing the story of cholera when we know what the solutions ought to be. As an association, we will continue calling on the necessary and playing our part as far as the message of prevention is concerned. The Ministry of Health is not the primary driver or institution that is responsible for preventing cholera. Yes, the Ministry of Health has a mandate of promotion of healthy lifestyles, prevention, and providing curative services. However, prevention starts from our homes, starts from our schools, starts from our living environment, and it is the role of the councils, it is the role of the government to ensure that wash infrastructure is in place.
Governance and Development Advocates Zambia, GODAZA, has urged the government to assess the potential impact of the United States withdrawal from health sector funding and explore alternative financial partnerships. GODAZA Executive Director Elias Mulenga has called on the government to diversify its funding sources by engaging partners such as the European Union, the United Kingdom, and other international organizations. He emphasized the importance of strengthening collaborations with global health agencies, including the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the Global Fund, to mitigate any negative effects on the country's healthcare system. Mr. Mulenga also observed the need for increased investment in health infrastructure, such as hospitals, clinics, and laboratories, to enhance service delivery and preparedness for future health crises. He also highlighted the importance of strengthening regional cooperation within the Southern African Development Community (SADC) to facilitate knowledge and resource sharing for improved healthcare services.
We wish to call upon the government of Zambia to evaluate the potential impact of the United States of America withdrawal on Zambia's health sector, which includes funding, technical assistance, and access to essential medicines that we receive from America. Government should be able to diversify funding and explore alternative sources such as the European Union and United Kingdom and other international organizations. They should be brought on board so that we can remap out other strategies on how we are going to sustain the deficit that the country is about to experience. We need to put up short-term measures that should be put in place to strengthen ties with other global health partners such as the World Health Organization, UNICEF, JICA, and the Global Fund. We are happy that the president is now in Japan. I'm sure he'll be able to meet with the Japan International Corporation that side so that they can also address issues and areas where medical and medicines are concerned for the citizens of Zambia.
Meanwhile, government has intensified efforts to combat the cholera outbreak in CHIPOLOPOLO, with the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation releasing funds to Mulonga Water Supply and Sanitation Company to help contain the disease. Water Development and Sanitation Minister Collins Nzovu announced the release of funds and several interventions, including improving water supply at Kasumbalesa Hospital, repairing plumbing systems at CHIPOLOPOLO Level 1 Hospital, and providing clean water to affected communities. Engineer Nzovu also says government agencies and health workers are working together to control the outbreak. He has urged residents to practice good hygiene, including washing hands with soap, drinking safe water, and reporting any suspected cholera cases to health facilities.
So following some reported cholera cases recorded in CHIPOLOPOLO district in the Copperbelt province, the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation has provided financial support to Mulonga Water Supply and Sanitation Company to immediately implement critical measures aimed at containing the outbreak and safeguarding public health. These measures include, number one, ensuring that Kasumbalesa Hospital has sufficient ability to pump water from their borehole into their storage tank to ensure a consistent supply of water. 2. Repairing and replacing plumbing materials to ensure water and sanitation facilities run smoothly for patients at CHIPOLOPOLO Level 1 Hospital. 3. Working with CHIPOLOPOLO Council to provide a water bowser and a pump to ensure quality water supply to unconnected but affected areas of CHIPOLOPOLO. 4. Clearing any sewer spillages that could worsen the spread of the disease. This is a multi-sectoral response involving collaboration with other government departments, local authorities, health institutions, and community stakeholders. We therefore urge the public to remain vigilant by practicing good hygiene, including frequent hand washing with soap, drinking safe and treated water, and ensuring food is properly prepared and stored. Community members are also advised to immediately report any suspected cases of cholera to the nearest health facilities. The Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation will work very closely with the Ministry of Health to monitor the situation and provide updates, as the safety and well-being of our citizens remains our top priority. Government remains committed to curbing the spread of cholera by ensuring that people have access to clean and safe drinking water and adequate sanitation facilities.
The Energy Regulation Board, ERB, has warned traders against operating without proper licenses in the energy sector following a liquefied petroleum gas LPG fire incident in Makeni on Monday, January 27, 2025. In a statement, ERB Acting Manager for Public Relations, Chibulu Musonda, revealed that preliminary investigations showed the fire broke out at Mr. Muka's Investments Limited, a business owned by Abraham Mukanda. The company was found to be operating without the required license and did not meet Zambia's safety standards. Mr. Msonda says ERB, in collaboration with other government agencies, will intensify inspections and enforcement measures to crack down on illegal energy traders. ERB has urged all energy traders to comply with regulatory requirements or risk facing legal action.
The Energy Regulation Board, ERB, is aware of a liquefied petroleum gas LPG fire incident that occurred in the Makeni area on Monday, 27 January 2025 in the afternoon. Preliminary investigations indicate that the fire occurred at the premises of Muka's Investments Limited, which is owned by Mr. Abraham Mukanda, an LPG trader who is not licensed by the ERB. Although no life was lost in this fire incident, our immediate priority as a regulator is the safety and well-being of everyone involved. We are working closely with relevant authorities, including the fire brigade services and Mr. Mukanda, to determine the cause of the incident and to ensure that corrective measures are implemented. The ERB understands that incidents like this raise concerns about safety in the use of LPG. However, we reassure the public that we focus on consumer and public safety, as well as the protection of energy infrastructure and investments. The ERB further maintains a robust framework for alternative energy sources. Unfortunately, this incident occurred at the premises of a trader who is not licensed by the ERB and therefore not bound by the applicable Zambian safety standards. We wish to caution all traders to ensure that they are licensed by the ERB before engaging in the provision of energy services and products. The ERB will further continue to collaborate with other relevant government agencies to clamp down on illegal traders in the energy sector. We also encourage the public to refrain from purchasing energy products from unlicensed traders, to which, as you might be aware, there is no recourse for product failure or any other related complaints.
The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has arrested 31-year-old musician Jackson Chikonde, popularly known as Jack Bowes, of Lusaka's Wards Park area for drug-related offenses. Mr. Chikonde, whose music videos have recently sparked controversy for allegedly inciting illegal activities and challenging law enforcement, is now facing charges of drug trafficking. DEC spokesperson Alan Tamba confirmed that the musician was found in possession of 43 sachets of cannabis weighing 84.65 grams and 13 bottles of codeine weighing 2.6 grams. The seized drugs are now in DEC's custody as investigations continue.
Enforcement Commission in Lusaka district in the Lusaka province of the Republic of Zambia has formally charged and arrested a musician whose widely publicized music videos have been carrying content that has been daring law enforcement agencies and inciting members of the general public to engage in activities that are contrary to national laws. The suspect, identified as Jackson Chikonde, male age 31, of Lusaka's Rhodes Park area, has been charged with the offense of trafficking in 43 sachets of cannabis with a total weight of 84.65 grams and 13 bottles of benylin with codeine weighing 2.6 grams. The commission has since seized the mentioned drugs, while the suspect has been detained in lawful custody awaiting judicial proceedings. We wish to thank members of the general public for their continued collaboration. We further call on all citizens to continue reporting suspicious activities to the commission so that by acting together, we can prevent, detect, and combat crime.
Former Kasama Member of Parliament Kelvin Sampa and police officer Richard Shula have pleaded not guilty to allegedly stealing 5,600 United States dollars and 6,600 kwacha. In this matter, a Nigerian investor, Augustus Liang Akpan, took the former Kasama lawmaker and Zambia police officer Richard Shula to court for allegedly stealing the said money. In this case, the accused are facing one count of theft and theft by public servant contrary to Section 272 and 277 of the Penal Code. The duo are alleged to have stolen the money on January 5th, 2024. The government has underscored the importance of expanding internet connectivity in TVET and higher learning institutions to foster a resilient Africa. Speaking during a courtesy call by an Angolan delegation, Technology and Science Minister Felix Mutati says enhanced connectivity will enable institutions to unlock opportunities and improve skills development. Delegation leader Elizabeth Sapalalo highlighted Angola's interest in leveraging Zambia's expertise in technology to benefit its own higher learning institutions. Meanwhile, Zambia Research and Education Network, ZAMREN CEO Stein Mukandawire, added that the initiative will provide alternative technological solutions across Africa.
To create a strong brain and that contributes for expansion and education, science and innovation in Angola. Thank you very much.
That the two countries actually have. So that's why we are very excited that you came to pay a courtesy call. A courtesy call where we continue to learn and cooperate with each other. And in particular, you want to establish the equivalent of ZAMRE. In the last 3 years, this government has been giving support to ZAMRE, including tax waivers to enable them to import materials without paying tax. But the main reason is for them to expand connectivity, fiber connectivity to the various TEBET institutions. Of the 38.
This is the main news on Camnet TV. We now take a set of commercials. I will be back with the rest of the stories. Keep watching.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel. Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, midday news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days. In forgotten stories, we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa. Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now for the rest of the news. In international news, Pope Francis has expressed concerns over the developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It comes as Rwanda-backed rebels captured large parts of eastern Congo's largest city, including its airport, according to the United Nations. Much of the beleaguered city of Goma was calm early Wednesday morning after a day during which thousands of fleeing people hunkered down by roadsides as missiles flew and injured people streamed to overwhelmed hospitals. Here's a roundup of international news.
Esprimo la mia preoccupazione per l'aggravarsi della situazione securitaria nella Repubblica Democratica del Congo. Esorto tutte le parti in conflitto ad impegnarsi per la cessazione delle ostilità e per la salvaguardia della popolazione civile di Goma e delle altre zone interessate dalle operazioni militari. Seguo con apprensione anche quanto accade nella capitale, Kinshasa, auspicando che cessi quanto prima ogni forma di violenza contro le persone e contro i loro beni. Mentre prego per il pronto ristabilimento della pace e della sicurezza, invito le autorità locali e la comunità internazionale al massimo impegno per risolvere con mezzi pacifici la situazione del conflitto. Et Filius, Spiritus Sanctus.
It's official. The junta-led West African nations of Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso have formally withdrawn from ECOWAS. It was the culmination of a year-long process during which the regional bloc tried to avert their departure. ECOWAS said, however, its doors remained open should any of the three countries decide to return. It asked member nations to continue according their membership privileges, including free movement within the region with an ECOWAS passport. The 15-nation bloc was formed in 1975 to promote economic integration in the region. But analysts say it's lost its support among people in parts of West Africa in recent years. They see it as representing only the interests of the leaders and not that of the masses. Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso last year formed the alliance of Sahel states as political affinities in the region changed.
Rising smoke above this settlement in Johannesburg as a fire tore through the area. Residents believe the blaze broke out when a paraffin stove exploded. Firefighters were able to bring the flames under control, but not before some 1,500 shelters were destroyed, according to local authorities, leaving many homeless. I managed to remove all my belongings, and most of my property was not destroyed. I sympathise with other community members because, as you can see, most people no longer have a place to stay. Everything of theirs is destroyed. I received a call whilst at work that there's a fire here and we came running. The men in the community tried to extinguish the blaze but failed due to the fire being too strong. There were gas cylinders which made the fire burn out of control. Many of the houses were constructed from plastic, wood and corrugated iron. According to local authorities, disaster management teams will distribute food parcels and other essentials to victims.
Zambia national team assistant coach Moses Sichone has emphasized the need for thorough preparations ahead of the Total Energies AFCON tournament following the team's placement in Group A. Acknowledging the tough competition in the group, Sichone highlighted the high quality of Zambia's opponents and the importance of ensuring the team is fully equipped to compete at the highest level. He stressed that Zambia's international players must bring their best performances to strengthen the squad, noting that their experience and professionalism will be crucial in shaping a competitive team. He further urged players to demonstrate commitment, discipline, and a winning mentality as they prepare to face top-tier opponents. Zambia has been drawn in Group A alongside hosts Morocco, Mali, and Comoros, with the tournament set to take place from December 21st, 2025 to January 18th, 2026.
It's a very interesting group that we've been, Zambia is in. But the most important thing, we have to think about ourselves first, to do good preparations, not this time going there just to participate but to compete. Because when you talk about Morocco, we played Morocco last year, twice, if I'm not mistaken. And we've seen the type of game they have been playing. We know they are African giants, but looking at how we played the last 4 games, I think the team looks to be ready, and I'm very optimistic this time around we're going to do better. I really respect the Marians, and so most of the guys who played there, for sure, they know when we meet Mali, we are playing them the first game in Morocco. So, like I said, the most important thing is to start preparing now. The players, they have to at least start focusing, not only thinking about the league, the ongoing league, starting with the local players, also the professionals. So as we start the Africa Cup, that everyone who will be selected is aware of the big task. I think football has changed here, so we are not playing, football on papers. So we played Comoros, so we saw how difficult it was. So every team in the group, we need to take them seriously and also prepare adequately. So like I said, we just have to be prepared, do the preparations, the people in charge to give the team, the preparation that the team needs. I think we'll be home and dry.
That's it for our main news tonight. Here's a recap of the stories making headlines. CHONGWE Mayor councillors suspended over land allocation scandal. KULIMA Tower bus station flooding turns into cash cow for youths. HIV stakeholders urge alternative funding amid US funding freeze. In international news, Pope Francis calls for peace as M23 rebels take Goma. And in sports news, CHIPOLOPOLO urged to prepare thoroughly for AFCON challenge. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day coming from the book of Matthew 5, verse 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Good night and God bless you.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV,